What if your life is less solid than it looks? What if what you are experiencing right now is not fixed, not locked, not final, but more like a dream that keeps playing in the direction of whatever position you quietly accepted as true? And what I mean by position is who you say you are. Welcome or welcome back to the Wealth Identity Podcast. If you are not new, I'm so happy that you are a subscriber and you're following and you're part of this growing community. In the Wealth Identity Podcast, we explore money, identity, and reality from the inside out. And my name is Agnes. And today I want to talk about the moment things actually shift. The moment that is the big secret to manifestation, but so subtle that we overlook it. So we get stuck in the doing part because we think we manifest or we manifested something or changed our reality because of the techniques we did, because of the affirmation, or finally we arrived, finally we healed, finally we overcame the block. But techniques and methods don't do anything ever. You are the one who does. And it's that subtle moment, that subtle acceptance. When I look back at my life, the times things changed easily and effortlessly overnight, they all had the same quality. Not excitement or effort or even obsession, not even doing techniques, were the times when I declared something, one sentence, and then something inside clicked. Like I was not waiting for anything after I just said that. And when that click happened, everything else out there in the 3D reorganized by itself. What I've realized now is this: we think we shift realities by doing, and when nothing happens, by doing even more. But actually, we shift when we stop standing in the one we don't desire anymore, in the reality that we don't want anymore. And life is a reflection, a projection, almost like a dream you're moving through, because it is a dream happening inside of awareness, inside of consciousness, and it's responsive and interactive. That's why it can change in no time. That's why actually in every moment we are changing scenes. But because we don't change to anything new, it keeps playing out the same way, the same film. So when you declare something new, like for example, I'm supported now, or I'm free, or I'm wealthy, or I'm abundant, I'm chosen, I'm loved, nothing changes yet. Why? Because you are still standing in the old position while saying these words. It's like, I'm going to keep doing these things, these techniques, these methods, going back again until life or the universe hears me and finally responds and, gives me signs and finally gives me what I actually want. That's how I also understood manifestation in the early years. But sometimes, very rarely, something else happens. You say the same sentence, and this time you don't lean forward. You don't wait, you don't check, you don't prepare to fix something. You're not waiting, you just accept. This is what I want, and it is so. Or this is who I say I am, and this is already so. End of the story. That's true now. And maybe you're not even conscious to it, but that acceptance is the portal that seals the shift. That is actually the shift. Everything else people do is the circus. because the only thing that moves reality is your move, your inner move, that I'm done negotiating. I'm done waiting. I'm done agreeing with what I'm seeing. I already am that which I assume, imagine, or declare to be from this moment. That acceptance, that conviction is the key. That is what actually moves reality from one moment to the other, completely reorganizing it. When acceptance happens, doing loses its purpose. Of course, why would you do anything when you already are who you say you are? It becomes unnecessary because you are no longer trying to convince reality. You've already moved on. This is what took me years to see. Why sometimes things worked instantly, even with a chronic illness. After 3 years, just one day, I said enough. And I already moved into I'm healthy in a second. And sometimes I tried for a month with the same tools and nothing happened, nothing shifted. It wasn't the technique. It was whether I had actually accepted the new version as real, not hoped, not wished, not tried to believe, but actually accepted, like you accept the fact that you are sitting in a chair. No tension, no proving, just obvious. That's the state. And it's incredibly subtle, so subtle that the mind often misses it or overlooks it. Because we think shifting was a bit dramatic, like big emotions, fireworks. But the real shift feels ordinary, almost boring. Feels like, yeah, I'm done. Thanks. Bye. It's when you stop consulting the old story, stop referencing the problem, stop needing reassurance, stop monitoring. Because internally the matter is closed. And remember, reality follows you, follows your lead. If you stay in the old one, it stays. It reflects your position of what you don't want, staying in the same place. If you move, it moves. We keep thinking we are trapped inside circumstances, but actually we are standing inside assumptions about who we are, what's possible, how long things take, what we deserve. And the moment you accept a new one, the dream pivots. Not always instantly in appearance, but instantly in direction. And that's the part people misunderstand. They say, well, I declared it, but nothing changed. Yeah, but inside, they were still negotiating. It's like, I'm staying here until, you 3D show me that now you are different. So then I can finally have the permission and finally relax. So they're still watching for signs, still bracing, still preparing. They didn't move. They are waiting for permission. And I've been there so many times. I just didn't understand. But acceptance, accepting what you want as already having it without anything else. That acceptance, no matter what. And I love to use like just no matter what. You don't, how you know you accept it, that you don't care about your 3D. You are not waiting to show you if you did a good job. So it's the end of debate. It's when the system relaxes. So, for example, when you know that you moved in, I'm a wealthy person now, and your bank account shows, I don't know, $55 total. How do you know you shifted? You don't react. You look at it as like, okay, that's interesting. It doesn't say anything about you because you are not that person anymore. So it doesn't say anything about you, of course. So you cannot react to it because it's just information about an old reality. So you look at it, it just doesn't mean anything. It's like, okay, whatever. That's how you know your body knows. So the lack is no longer the reference point. Fear stops being consulted. That's why the nervous system relaxes. And it's easy. And that's exactly why the mind resists it, because the mind was trained to believe change comes from effort, struggle, earning, becoming, doing more. We learned effort is the way. And this is exactly the opposite. It's counterintuitive to how we work. So that's why simply accepting that's already so feels irresponsible, too light, too good to be true. But guys, that's the doorway. That's the threshold. That's what we are remembering now, that everything we desire, it's already here, that we already are who we assume to be, desire to be, imagine ourselves to be, or declare to be. That we were never stuck in reality. We were loyal to one. And loyalty can change in a second, not through force, through choice, recognition, and acceptance. So if you want to experiment with these, don't add anything. Stop doing things, stop doing techniques and methods that will never do anything for you. They will not help you to shift anything, because doing them, it's exactly why nothing is happening. Because who are you if you are doing techniques? That's your clue. If you believe you need to do more, then you are not standing in your new position. So just notice, when you say what you want to be true, do you still lean forward? Do you still check? Do you still hold the past open? Or can you let it land as finished? That landing is everything. That conviction that you already are who you assume to be right now, and move from that conviction. That is the shift. That is the portal. And that is quiet. And this is how the dream changes scene. If this resonated, you can like or share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you have not subscribed yet and you like this content, please become part of our community, growing community. I would love to have you here. And I will see you in the next episode of the Wealth Identity Podcast.